Everybody. It's actually noon right now. It's not 7. So we are going to change the time of the stand-ups to noon. And this is probably the last one we're going to stream as well. But in place of that, we have the RoboCast. Oh, sorry, Rick. I don't know if you were talking, but you were muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I muted you by accident. I mean, my computer was muted. But anyway, just telling the few viewers that we have, or if there's anybody that follows us. So we're moving the stand-ups to basically be every day or every weekday at noon. And it's probably easier for us if we don't stream it, considering there's like business stuff that we'd have to be careful about if we were to stream it. So it's easier to talk about anything if we don't have to worry about streaming. And so part of changing it to noon is, since now Rick is full-time. Yes, Rick is full-time. We can do it at a more normal hour. Doing it at 7 it's an awkward time. 7 in the evening. I don't know. I mean, like, your evenings get taken up, and if you're working during the day and your evenings get taken up, like if you need free time, when do you have free time?
We just don't want to get in the habit of doing stuff outside official business stuff outside business hours as a company.
And then
it's a good habit.
yeah. I mean, it's like a slippery slope to burnout, I think. Like you get in during the day, and then you end up staying for the meeting, and then even beyond the meeting, and then it's like all day that you've been in the office. All right, what else? Oh yeah, so this is the last one that's going to be streamed. I said that. That said, we still have the RoboCasts, so that would still be another way for you guys to follow us. The RoboCasts are every Friday at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
So that's where we'll give our updates of what's happening with the company. So fear not. If you want to keep up with the company, you can follow the RoboCast. And you can ask us questions there too, which is better, I guess, than this format. You can ask us questions through Cammy's robotic voice. And you can know whatever you want about the company.
Plus, we're working on getting robots running around here 24/7 as well. So there'll always be stuff going on here. Yeah,
so you can always tune in that way. I mean, there's so many ways to tune in. We're a live streaming company. Rick has his Rickcasts. There's an infinite number of ways to tune in. All right, so we kind of sprung this on at least the people that normally join the stand-up, so I don't think anyone else is going to join. So it's just us. And also, let's try to keep these as like actual stand-ups. If we need like other meetings, we can do that throughout the day. But for the daily stand-up, it'd be great if we can just like almost time box it, but make sure it doesn't drag on to like a 2-hour meeting like sometimes it does. So for the stand-up, so Rick, we actually usually do a stand-up using this board here, this whiteboard. I don't know if you can. I don't think you can see that. So we just have everybody's name on the whiteboard, and we just go through what they're working on that day, and I guess what they're also going to work on. So let's see. Let's start with Jill, since Jill's first on this board.
Where's the eraser? Let's see. Emails, still lots of emails, but I already did my emails this morning. I mailed the board to Renee. I did some cleanup, and I organized the space just for the robots. I didn't do the punch rebuild, but I did do a few other things, and I tried them out on Bitsy for running for longer periods of time. and worked a little bit on the Robocaster layout stuff. But today, so what I want to get to today is basically a go no go for Parallax software, because this is wholly not getting the tellies out. So they have a release that's supposed to happen today. I'm going to test it, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, then I'm just going to go with, a totally different system. Rick, I posted something in Discord, so we can talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Let's see. So, I also sent you an email, Rick. And I already talked with you about this video. So we did a pitch in front of a Chinese investment group last week. And it was really off the cuff and super not organized, but I did it anyway. And I guess we impressed them enough to where even though we weren't the winner, I think we were the only other one that got invited to go to China. Expenses paid. And I'm trying to figure out if that applies to all three of us or just me. But it's a big pitch event next month, and I guess there's 2,000 people in attendance, and they have all these investors lined up. But the main thing for me is I don't have a passport that's up to date, so I have to figure out how to expedite something if we want to go there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what about? So I have to be in Korea anyway. I'm planning to be there for my friend's wedding. So could the worst case scenario be I just hop over and then I do the pitch?
Yeah, the worst case scenario is when you guys pitches. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to get it. Yeah. Because I think it's doable. You should be able to expedite in 2 or 3 weeks. So, and then Nick was saying he knew somebody at the Chinese embassy that could help speed things up. So I'm hoping that will work. So I'm going to look into the passport stuff and see how feasible that is. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on docs for Eric. But I'm just going to time box it for an hour. Because it's going to drive me crazy otherwise. And then I'll try to do a little bit more of it tomorrow. I have some stuff to owe you, specs for Theo. So for the Robocaster page, the stuff we talked about yesterday, I just need to organize that for you.
Yeah.
And I'll just time box this one again too. So I'll just try to get that kind of constantly making small amounts of progress for you.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, because I keep trying to do everything all at once. It's not working, huh?
The thing I would need to know is if he's paying for all of us to go to China.
That's yeah.
In which case, I would need.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I would need to grab a passport too.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, I asked them. So hopefully I'll know the answer by tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then if all of these things go well for me, then I'll go back to working on Roboland a little bit. That'll probably happen later tonight, no matter what.
Okay. Looks like it's finished already. I don't know what else you're gonna add.
Finished? Oh, I haven't even really added. I just put
it's
some basic
Christmas
stuff
lights and looks good already.
Yeah. So for Parallax stuff, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that if we don't get their software, and what I would like your help with is, like you suggested, we just do manual calibration, but I would like to expose the settings in Start Robot or something, so that way it's not we don't have to reprogram the robot every time we want to change those values, and then eventually and I do want to like, so this is one thing where it's important for me to have like stuff like the chat commands, because if we wanted to expose those settings to the user, like we'd have to do a whole settings and thing UI and profile, or we could just let you do it with chat, like set speed and then change the speed.
Yeah.
So like those are. So if we're gonna do a basic implementation on the software side, then we need to expose the values, so that way if we ever need to fix anything, we're not having to reverse SSH and go through all this support process.
Just a quick comment on that though. In terms of implementation, like it's just as easy to create some UI like toggles or number inputs in the profile page as it is to creating a new chat command.
Really?
Yeah, just throw in a new input, like it. I mean, without like needing your designs. If they don't need your designs, then it's just like I throw in a new toggle in the profile page. That's
Right.
super easy.
But then it would only apply to telebots.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, these are two different conversations.
Yeah. So
No,
yeah.
in the UI and then.
Yeah, it starts getting complicated because now you're dealing with specific
But it's
robot
the same
type
thing for
settings.
chat commands too. Like
Yeah.
those only apply to telebots via
Yeah.
chat commands too, so you have to do the same logic.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but what happens when you put it in the UI is, oh, I can change the speed of my robot. It looks like that applies to all robots or whatever. But no, we'd have to like specify, like, you can only do this with telebot. Or I would say you can only expose these values like this if it's a telebot. Otherwise, it's meaningless.
Yeah, but that messaging doesn't happen through the chat commands either.
No, but I mean that's just pure like documentation. Like it's you know, it's a way to access it, but then like if we wanted to do a UI implementation, I'm just saying there's more work to it because you're presenting a lot of stuff to the user versus we're exposing some values you can get to in chat. Here's a document on how to do it.
Okay.
You know, we can do it if we need to. But this is something that like, you know, most users don't need to see, and in a lot of cases it would actually confuse people. Like to have extra information there that doesn't apply to any many other robots, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I think it's a tool that many people will want to use even for other robots, but I
Yeah.
also agree it doesn't need to be, you know, it's like the advanced tab, basically, which we don't have an advanced tab.
Yeah,
That's where it would be in an interface.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, that's what I'm thinking. We can have that conversation, I guess, tomorrow, because like it's dependent on seeing if the parallax software is ready to go. So nobody has to do anything on that today except me. But does that sound doable, Rick? If we do need to do it?
Yeah, I mean, it's doable, and I think it's a good thing to have anyway. The ability to change those things.
Okay. Yeah. Because otherwise, changing those values requires flashing the parallax board. So we don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we can figure out exactly what we need to expose. Okay. I think that's it for me. So.
So what I'm working on. So my updates for the RoboCast page are deployed. You can check them out. There's just a few updates, some visual updates. So I had implemented the first draft of the customization of the RoboCaster page, and then yesterday, Jackie, she suggested this library. It's called React Quill, and I took a look at it last night. Yeah, it looks like that's much better, and also possibly very easy to implement. So
Yay.
I'm gonna look into React Quill.
So the caution that she gave me is that we should limit what users can make with the tool. because it's easy for somebody to take advantage if you give them too many things, right? So it's like adding images, adding links, and then text formatting, and that's kind of it, right? So anything that allows for anything else potentially, like we don't want. So she doesn't know how. I mean, she didn't like read too deep into it, so she doesn't know how extensible it is. But she just said, like, just from a security standpoint, to be mindful of that, like.
Who said? I missed the first part of this conversation. What are we doing, and who is suggesting this stuff?
Well, I'll start over. So the Robocaster page, there, we wanted the users, the Robocasters, to be able to edit their page. Like they can add images, they can add text, they can add links, just like on Twitch you have, customized pages. So we were thinking about how to do that, and we found this library that allows you to have WYSIWYG or like a markup language exposed to the users. So I'm gonna try that out, and then Joe was just saying, or Jackie was saying, I guess just be careful with how powerful it is.
So the concept is just allowing something similar to a Reddit markup language, like for updating your profile page, so you can, put bullet points or bolded text or, some text formatting, and then be able to add links, and then be able to add images, and that's it. So, you can basically just make a blog style post about your robot or info or whatever.
Wild Jose appears. Hey, Jose.
Hey, what's up with the stand-up right now?
We're moving it to noon. It's gonna be Monday through Fridays at noon now.
Monday through Friday at noon?
Yeah.
Noon will probably.
Oh.
Actually, maybe. So I was thinking about this too. Maybe 11 a.m. is better. Yeah. Because noon, like if we need to go to lunch with somebody or something, other people, noon is better for other people that have normal jobs. So maybe 11.
Yeah, 11's fine.
I actually like noon better than.
Really?
11.
What about?
That gets hard because like if we have scheduled lunches or anything, like we want to leave noon open. Like 11:30 might be okay, but noon's just too late for a daily.
How about 11:30 then?
Okay, 11:30.
Okay. Hey, Courtney.
Hi, sorry.
Courtney.
I mean, like, are you saying you just want to avoid the lunch hour, or are you saying, I mean, like, would 1 o'clock or whatever, or you just...
I guess we could do like 2 p.m. or something.
Yeah, that just gets strange.
I think it's better in the morning.
Yeah, like you want to do it earlier in the day before everyone gets to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally, yeah. So if you want, we can do 11:30.
Cool.
It's kind of what you want.
Yeah. And also it kind of time boxes it too, kind of, if you have like a lunch appointment, so that the stand-ups don't go on too long.
Or causes undue stress.
Yeah. Or maybe causes you to miss your appointment. All right, so anyway, working on the React Quill. And then, so once that's done, so this will probably take me maybe today or maybe even 2 days, I don't know. I just read about it, so I don't know how hard it is to implement. But after that is basically implementing the specs. So hopefully I'll get those before I'm finished with the React Quill. And then after that, I think like we're getting very close to being able to deploy this.
Okay.
So then we can do like the final checks and stuff. Then I'm also coordinating with some Upwork workers. Michael Korneyev, I saw Rick talking to him today. It sounds like he's more interested in the video stuff rather than the Twitch stuff. So he might not be the right, or we might need another guy to work on the more application related stuff, the Twitch integration, the chat commands, or maybe two, one for each, the Twitch integration and one for the chat commands. Doing that, and then the API transition. API transition is just slowly moving over to using to using all the APIs in the API service, microservice. Then that's it for me.
So Rick, on the top of your list, you have, let me see the eraser. You have the mic mute robot side stuff. You did that, right? Like that's all wrapped up.
The what stuff?
Muting the mic.
Oh. Is that working on your robots now?
We tested it.
I tested it on Bitsy.
Yeah.
It seems to be working.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's working.
Yeah, and you essentially created like a whole system for updating robot settings, like via the site, right?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. It can grab the settings from the database now
Okay.
at startup, so we can use that for all the, like for the stuff you just mentioned with speed and stuff.
Okay.
We can use that framework. You still have to like write all the things.
Yay, cool. Yeah, so that was the next thing, was the dynamic robot config. So I'll erase those. The command refactor, you've pretty much offloaded that to, what's his name, Jim?
Yeah.
The command system?
So what I was working with Jim, and I don't know, he's got the part that does the starting and stopping of the robot servers, and then he's switching to, well, the part that does the platform modifications that are going to actually tell the things to stop and start.
Okay. We have him on the list too, so we can get to his stuff later. So I guess, so what are you working on specifically?
There's some weird stuff going on.
Okay.
Jose, can you mute Jose, because you're like, Google thinks that you're talking. Okay, thanks. All right, go ahead, Jill. What?
So what are you working on just today?
What? Oh yeah, I'm getting some bugs out of the new control system that TonyBot is on, and making sure that it supports the transactions. There's a couple things missing for it to actually support the
Robots?
click on the button, it does a transaction. It's kind of almost written, but it's not like stuck together yet. It's not like activated.
Okay.
So that needs to work. Yeah. That's about it.
Okay.
There's some stuff. I don't think we're quite ready for the videos. I know that other Upwork person wanted to work on video, but I mean, I don't think we really need to start that this soon.
No, I know. I think it was too early too, but I just happened upon him. I was looking for a Twitch guy, but I happened upon him, and like then I started searching through Upwork to see if anybody else knew as much about like FFmpeg and video streaming as him. I couldn't find any, so I kind of figured I kind of stumbled upon like a gem, I guess, or somebody that could help us in the future. So just want to like keep him, I don't know, like as a friend for the future.
Okay. Now, as far as the house, I want that, if you can, to get the development. I mean, assuming that Jim is also working in development land in that branch, I'd like that thing to be deployable as soon as possible. So can you prioritize finishing the things that are in it currently so that it can be deployed?
You mean the development branch? It's deployable as is right now.
Okay, that's good then.
I deployed yesterday, which meant merging development into master and then deploying. So master and development are basically the same right now.
Okay. Alrighty, and yeah, well, I'd like to discuss the other stuff in private, actually. There is one other little, it's not a big deal, I just don't want to do it on stream. Anyways.
Okay. So as far as Jim's stuff goes, right now on his list we have custom controls. Is that there, or is he still working on that?
The custom controls should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll want to test it some more, but I mean, initial simple, just click the button, does it work kind of testing was okay with that.
Okay. So can I put on your list test custom controls for the new system?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's kind of that, I mean, we really need him to deploy. Well, I guess I could test that, but I mean, realistically, we need him to deploy the final changes.
Okay, so let's.
And then we can test everything.
So let's put that here. So we'll deploy custom control stuff. All right. I also
And he needs to deploy the control server process management.
control server process management. Okay, so system for starting, aggregators, controllers, I assume that's the system for
Oh, that's the
processing.
same thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
For robot during.
That's what I meant by.
Yeah. So basically, he's at a point where he can deploy both of those things, and we can do some sort of testing.
I think he's. Well, I mean, I'm expecting him to finish that start-stop management today.
Okay.
And then deploy it. So he has, as far as I know, he has not signaled that he's fully written that yet.
Okay.
But he said he would do it today.
So finish start stop management. Cool. Let's see. So Theo, can we? So if Michael's not our person for Twitch or chat or anything,
Yeah.
can I put on your list to look for someone?
I'm looking already.
Okay.
I've been looking.
So, I basically I would like somebody to like own chat, because there's chat commands, like a lot of the Twitch integration will have chat related features, and that may include emotes down the line too. So it'd be nice just to have somebody who can like focus on chat and then
Chat and Twitch.
yeah, but the Twitch thing is their API is pretty simple, like, so it's more, most of the work is on our end on like how to use their information.
Okay, well, so how do we go about this? There's two things. The chat and Twitch, we can either do them both in parallel by getting two new Upwork workers, or we can just find one guy, but have to prioritize between the chat commands and the Twitch integration. What do you guys think?
I'm kind of thinking these things seem to be orthogonal. Am I right?
More or less, yeah.
So if they're this much orthogonal, I would say no harm in doing two different people.
Okay.
Okay.
And it might even be more effective because you can say, hey, I want an expert who knows the Twitch API already. And then you could like do another one that likes doing chat stuff. I mean, I like the higher level skill that would be interesting here would be like somebody who's really good at parsing stuff. Like somebody who actually knows how to do real parsing.
Yeah.
Like computer programming languages, design and stuff. Not that we need that much horsepower, but that would be an interesting like extra skill.
Yeah. That's that's an interesting point. I have a guy for the Twitch integration already. I turned him down kind of because I thought Michael was gonna take over, but his specialty, well, his experience has been in Twitch integration. So some Dutch guy.
Okay.
Okay. So Vinny's like still up for a couple small things, so I'll see if he can do a couple automated tasks. But I don't think I can give him anything like involved. So just a simple thing. Because we have the new LEDs that bulge out of the faceplate, so he was mentioning wanting to make a slightly different faceplate that accounts for the new LED types. So that's about it. Kevin's schooling. Jose,
what are you up to?
So I
I'm still working on meeting with the Tesla guy Rui, and I've got the Cooper Tinker presentation on the 60th that I'm preparing for. And
The what presentation?
I guess Cooper Tinker space that I told you guys about.
Cooper Tinker.
It's the Cupertino maker space that's getting built, and they want me to go bring some robots and talk about stuff. They're interested in getting one too. So besides that, I got when I come up to the office, I'm guessing there's a new alpha body that got shipped.
Well, I have the Pi hats, but I don't think we have more AlphaBot stuff here.
Okay.
So,
well, I can do the wiring at least.
Okay. How's the stuff with the Trosson robot going? Have you worked on that at all?
The Gigibot?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just need to flash the Arduino and it's good to go.
Still? Okay. Yeah, just yeah, see if you can, if I don't get to it by the time you come back here, see if you can do that.
Alright.
Cool. And so Renee, I sent her the board that she was missing yesterday, so she should get it by tomorrow. And we've already been discussing like stuff there. And then she was telling me some of her own goals about getting more robots up and running on her end. So that's an ongoing conversation. And I think that's about it. That's where we are right now.
Cool. It looks like that's it.
Alright.
Cool. Is that all? All right. Thanks, Jose.
And then Rick wanted to discuss something. Okay.
Have a good one, Jose.
Bye, Jose. Thanks.
See ya. All right. See ya, viewers. Tune in to the Robocasts. Tune in to our robots. Yeah. Tune in. Follow us. See ya.